Hello, Dale Beaumont here, host of Get Published TV. Welcome to the only dedicated show on the internet to help you to write, publish, and market your own best-selling book. If you're here for the first time, excellent. Make sure you subscribe by putting in your name and email address on Get Published TV. Also, you can join our Facebook fan page, which is very exciting because we're now over 1,000, which is great, and the numbers are still growing. Also, we have Twitter, we have iTunes, and we also have an RSS feed that you can subscribe to. So anyway, get connected, and if you're here for a second, third, or fourth time, or you've watched all 50-something episodes, congratulations and welcome back. Enough said, let's go back to our topic of conversation, which is helping authors to build a platform. And by that we mean an audience, a group of people that you continue to market your books or other additional products and services to in the future. Now, in the last couple of episodes, we've looked at the reason as to why you want to do this. So maybe you want to go back and watch those ones. We've also spoken about some physical things that you can do to actually build your audience if you're a non-fiction writer. And if you're a fiction writer, then we did part 2 in the last episode, and now we're actually, part 1, now we're actually going to go and do part 2. Okay, so I'm going to pick up from the conversation, and if you feel like you're missing a bit, then go back and watch some of the past episodes. All right, so what did we speak about? We spoke about maps, we spoke about photos from scenes, we spoke about alternative endings, we also spoke about giving away the first 3 chapters of your next book. Now, what else could you potentially offer as a value add in your book in order to build your following, in order to give people a reason to come to a website and to give you their information so you could build a relationship? Okay, next one would be a audio interview about you, the author. One of the things, if you think about a DVD, and most DVDs now, what they have is they have the DVD of the actual movie, but they also have extra features, I think that they call them, or special features, and then normally they have like the making of, or they have interviews with the characters or interviews with the director. Now you can do the same thing as well. So one of the first things would be an interview about you. Because people would love actually, reading and getting engaged in this incredible story, but at the end of that, they also want to know about who you are, the author that actually wrote the book. What inspired you to write it? How did you get your ideas? How did you get your inspiration? Where did it come from? How long have you been writing for? How did you get your book published? What were some of the mistakes that you made, etc., etc.? People are interested in finding out about you. So think about this, because you're doing this for a couple of reasons. Yes, you're building a database, but you also want people to have a physical connection with you. So if you're a Dan Brown, people want to get to know you. They want to know the person behind all these great stories, or the Roald Dahl, or the J.K. Rowling, or whoever you want to mention. And so give away an interview like about the author, and you could get somebody else to ask you the questions, and you could even ask your current readers, what are the things that you want to know about me and my writing career, and then come up with the top maybe 20 questions or even 15 questions. Have someone sit down, ask you those questions, get them recorded, and then voila, you then now have an additional product that you can offer in the back of your book. You can put a value on that product. Most CDs, the value on those could be $30 or maybe even $50 if you're giving away some good content. But of course, you're going to make it available for free. All they've got to do is go to the website, put in their name and email address, and now they can get access to a great interview with you, the author. So you could do an interview about you. You could also do one about the book specifically. So one could be about your career, but one could be about how you actually put it together. And this is how you did your research, and how you developed the characters specifically, and what was important to you about those characters, and what were the qualities that they had to have. So this could all be lumped into the one interview about you, the author, or you could have a interview about you, the author, and another one about an interview about you and the book specifically. So what I'm saying is you can kind of break them up into two if you like, or you can put them into one. That's completely up to you. And I call that second one the making of, because most DVDs now, and the big ones, they have the DVD, but they also have the making of, and sometimes they turn into a bit of a documentary, like the making of King Kong or the making of Jurassic Park. Well, you could do the same thing as well, the making of. So it's an actual story, or it's an interview about how you actually, turned your book into reality. So this one's called The Inconvenient Child. So take people on a bit of a backstory in a way, and so that they can see how that book came together, because a lot of people are really fascinated by that. And there's actually an article in this newspaper right here where it actually has spoken about now that people are going along to writing festivals, and sure, they're interested in learning about the actual works and learning about the books, but they're saying there's been a dramatic increase in the last few years of people that go along to these writing festivals and expos to meet the authors, to actually find out about them, to find out about how they got published, how they were able to take their idea and turn it into reality. So a lot of people are looking for that inspiration. So what I think that you should do is, rather than hide behind your book, like I'm, going to act out for you right now, you don't want to hide behind your book. You want to actually be on the same par with your book. It's your book's name, and it's you on the same level. So your book should be promoting you as an individual, because if you can do that, if you can become like a brand, if you can become like a name, if you can become like a Stephen King, or like we mentioned before, Dan Brown, or Bryce Courtney if you live in Australia, then that's what you want. If you can do that and become someone of note, then you almost can guarantee that you can get every single one of the books that you produce in the future will always be published, because you've now built yourself into an actual name, which is what everyone needs to strive to do. The other thing that I was just going to suggest as things that you could add into your book is that you could add in extension products, or you could maybe add in like vouchers to claim those extension products, or it could be discounts on those extension products. I know that there are some people that write books they're actually fiction-based books about history. They write them about Egypt, or they maybe write them about ancient Rome, and they actually have an extension to their book where what they actually do is that they run tours. So once a year you can actually go with the author to Egypt or to Rome, and they actually take you on a bit of a tour and show you around all the different locations, and they talk to you about how they came up with the research for their book, and how it all came to life, and they show the different locations, and you go on a bit of a tour as well. So if you do have any extension products like that, then that's something that you can certainly promote, or you can at least tell people about it, to go to the website and to download a free information brochure, or to download a free video where it's going to tell them more about the special tours that you run. Now I realize now that I'm really expanding your mind. I've really stretched what most of you think, well, hey, I just want to write a book. That's all I really want to do. I understand completely. However, there's no point in writing your book unless you're able to build some type of a following. Look, this is not essential, but it's just going to make your life so much easier. Like I said a couple of videos ago, it's 10 times easier to sell a product. Look at this example right now. 10 times easier to sell a product to someone that's already bought one of your books, as opposed to going out there and finding a new customer. So what you need to do is find a way to release book number one, build a relationship with them, so then that they want everything else that you have to offer. So it's the same for non-fiction and fiction as well. The bottom line here is have some bonuses. There is a whole bunch. This is not, as I said, an exhaustive list, but it's a start. Hopefully it's opened your mind, and you can continue this by adding into the comment sections. Maybe you're going to come up with a whole bunch of other additional things now that you're kind of opened up. But Give something away, give people a reason to come to your website, give a fair exchange for their name and email address in exchange for some good stuff. Even if it's only one theme, that's better than nothing. And that way you'll start to build your list, start to build your following, and then it will make it so much easier to fast track your publishing career. Thanks for allowing me to get this message across. I know it's going to be useful for all types of authors out there, but with regards to today's video, especially fiction writers, and look forward to your comments and feedback on getpublishedtv.com. Wraps up today's video. See you next time.